What's going on, guys? This is Ryan with the RK Outpost, and it's been a while since we talked about Everything's Gonna Be All White, the racist Showtime documentary that got absolutely destroyed by nearly everyone. You can see that just from the trailer reaction that everyone had. 113,000 downvotes to only 3.4 thousand upvotes, and it didn't matter if it was on YouTube, wherever. People destroyed this. We saw what happened on Rotten Tomatoes. Only a 3% audience score, and not a single solitary critic even reviewed this. Maybe because they knew that they'd have to be honest about it. Maybe because they knew that they would get destroyed if they gave this thing a positive rating. Because when I say a racist documentary, that's exactly what it was. That's why it had this backlash. It is literally attacking white people simply for the color of their skin. It is people getting together and blaming, belittling, shaming white people simply for their existence. There is no conceivable way that if you wanted to reverse this, if you wanted to make a documentary, say, about black people in the same way that this was made, it would never go to air because it would never be allowed. But when it's about white people, Showtime is fine with picking it up. We also saw over on IMDb the same thing, a 1.1 out of 10. Absolutely pathetic. That shows you just how rejected this was. And one of the people that we have been focused on is Amanda Seales. One, because she's the first person that appears in the video, but of course, this face launched 1,000 thumbnails. And she doubled down on this. She went out and said, "Trust and believe anyone taking issue with hashtag everything's gonna be all white is either racist or and then she puts a raccoon emoji. Basically, if you don't agree with this, it's because you're a racist. But if you're a black person and also don't agree with it, well, obviously you can tell what the raccoon emoji means." Well, now after doubling down, she has tripled down. That's why we're making a video today, because Amanda Seales talked to Mark Lamont Hill, who is an absolute insane person, and she tried to defend Everything's Gonna Be All White, try to explain why it's not racist, and in the process, she looks like an absolute idiot. And don't worry, it's not just white people that she's attacking in this. If you are a black person, if you're a person of color, and you don't agree with her, she's gonna attack you in this too. Let's take a listen.
It's good to have you. I'm actually excited to have you, and I'm even more excited to have you on the show because I got to peep a little bit of Everything's Gonna Be All White, and it's smart and it's hilarious. It's smart, funny, and black, actually. And Sasha Jenkins was on the show a little while ago, and when he came on the show, he told us some people were accusing it of promoting racism. What do you make of that? When people say, you know...
Now, there are some people in the world that think you can't be racist to someone if they are white. I feel like Mark Lamont Hill and Amanda Seales probably fall into that description, but let's listen to her try to explain herself and how fucking stupid this woman sounds.
You know what? This is a racist show.
Well, those are people who don't know what racism means. I mean, listen... The oppressive factions have been very effective in really disseminating this false narrative that addressing white supremacist practices, institutions, norms, that doing any of those things is racist. Basically just calling what it is when it comes to the way that white supremacy exists in this country has become...
Listen to her talk. She can barely string a couple words together without pausing and try to figure out what she's talking about. Do you know why? It's because she's making this up. This is a documentary, it's a docuseries that shames people for being white. It doesn't matter if maybe your family wasn't in this country when slaves were being owned. It doesn't matter. They blame every single white person, every single person with white skin tone for what happened, for slavery, for all of this. Despite the fact that I think we all knew who sold the first slaves, it doesn't matter to them. This is absolutely disgusting. There's a reason that this got so destroyed. Now, this got sent to me. It's the only reason I even know this exists over on BNC, Black News Channel. Is that what it stands for? I don't really know. I know this is like Black News Tonight. That's what this show's called. But it only has 1,700 views. It's already ratioed and almost no one has even watched this thing. I can only imagine this ratio's gonna get much, much worse. Just a feeling that I have. But let's continue listening.
For many people considered racist, and it's simply just not the truth.
How does it keep working though? You know, like they basically be like, he who smelt it dealt it, right? Like if you say something racist happened, they start calling you the racist. They flip it on you. And it seems to actually allow white people to wiggle out of a lot of criticism. Why does that continue to work?
Imagine if I had a news network that said, man, this really allows black people to blame everything on this. Oh, this allows black people to do this. The generalizations with this are absolutely fucking insane. But let's continue on.
Oh, I think it continues to work because there just aren't enough people who happen to be white in power and holding themselves and others accountable who benefit from white privilege.
This person is making all of this up on the spot. She has no idea what the fuck she's talking about. And if you're not white, and if you're a person of color, you're about to be addressed in this too. Don't worry.
On top of that, you know, we do have folks that are a part of the BIPOC, you know, community who uphold white supremacy on a regular basis. You know, I saw a lot of black folks that felt like this special, not this special, that felt this docuseries was quote unquote racist. And I'm just looking at them like, who raised you? And who raised them? Because this is trickle down. They were the folks that were telling Martin, you stirring up trouble. You know, like, I feel like that's where that lineage comes from. But that's how it happens. That's how it continues to stay perpetuated. And ultimately, we all know that whiteness is a moving goal line that continues to live because they can just decide who's white at whatever time is advantageous to uphold white supremacy.
Amanda Seales is a fucking idiot. She is one of the dumbest fucking people to exist right now. That's very clear if you've listened to this, if you've watched what she posts on Twitter, even though she's getting destroyed, even though she's getting ratioed. Let's see, 382 comments to 84 likes. There's some people in the BIPOC community that call this racist too. You know what? It's the majority of people. It wasn't just white folks that dislike this. When we take into account everything, let's be generous and say that 3% of people agreed with this. Even the majority of persons of color did not like this, Amanda Seales. But this is the attitude. If you don't agree with me, if you don't agree with what we are saying, you're a racist, you're a white supremacist. And if you're a black person, then you just support white supremacy. This is a joke, but that's why it's getting roasted. That's why we will continue to call it out. I did not really know anything about Amanda Seales before this happened. Let's listen to these first words she says. It just as a reminder, in case you were wondering why she got roasted so hard.
What annoys me most about white people is when they pretend like they're the victim. What's also annoying is when they kill us.
What's annoying about white people is when they play the victim and then literally proceeds to play the victim, probably not even understanding how hilarious it is for her to think that she's in the most danger of being killed from a white person. That's just shockingly inaccurate. But what do you guys think about this? What do you think about Amanda Seales continuing to go out and speak about this, where she is clearly not equipped with the mental capacity to discuss this in any way, shape, or form? Let me know in the comments below. Smash a like button, subscribe to the channel, ring the bell for notifications, share this video out there, and I'll talk to you later.
Thanks for watching, everyone, and a huge shout out to my patrons. I appreciate you guys so much. Want to follow me on Twitter or Instagram? Check out the description below. You'll find links to my P.O. box and my Patreon as well. And I'll talk to you guys later.